William. That one is the Finance and Budgeting Committee, subcommittee. We have one which is chaired by Sam Watlanzo, Public Relations and Communications. We have another one which is for diaspora, where Nabatal belongs. It is chaired by Engineer Wako, who is in the US. Then we have another one which is for prayers and intercessions committee and the like. So those are the subcommittees. The purpose of this committee is basically to see that Mbale Public University is established by 2025. It is an advocacy group and working voluntarily. So far we are here, we are doing activities, university activities to see that the university is established. More will be given in my report. So I would like to welcome you to this proposed public university office in Mbale. As I have put it, it is a baby for the Ukuka. We want to see it as a baby. It should be nurtured to grow, become big, and bring fruits in this particular region. As we are telling you about the challenges here, you find that it is overdue to be established. So in those few words, once again, I want to welcome you, but also thank the Ukuka for bringing up partnerships of this nature that we can collaborate, network, and see what we can do for the schools. So thank you very much.
Because Aman also didn't study here because I'm the university here. And I'm quite involved, some knows I'm quite involved in the different aspects of the diaspora. And I personally think, as Dr. Wete was saying, was mentioning, us in the diaspora are pushing for niche, like not just doing the usual business as usual faculty, but really getting faculty that are going to have the impact on the region. And that suggestions are flying from everywhere. You know, why don't we do this? We do this, and which is good. And I personally, I like it because I think there's a lot of feasibility study happening indirectly, and I think the committee is doing a wonderful job because they're collecting all that and they're putting it together. And I'm sure they're doing the right politics, they're meeting the right people all the time from the photos I see. And I think when we reach that stage of kickoff, I feel personally I'm encouraged because we'll be more prepared and we'll go into the stage knowing what the university wants. I don't think it's not about if, it's about when. Because the if, I'm sure, has been cleared. But I'm positive is when, you know, the right doors are being knocked, and I'm sure the president himself will respond soon. So on the behalf of the people of diaspora, I think most of us are very excited. In our forum, we're constantly discussing. Even outside that, I think most people want to engage. IMUCA in the UK, that's the, you know, Bamasam in the UK, they want to engage. And I think that as we get smaller strategies on different things, I think we're going to build an even better university than the ones we have. Now, such partnership like this, yes, I might know University West of England. Lots of those people are lecturers, you know that. They're lecturers, they work in different universities in the UK, Australia, US, and they have other connections. And I think if we pull different partners that we're doing from UK, from US, from Australia, from everywhere, and harness that potential, I believe we have potential here. We just need to give people opportunity to live through it. So yeah, so those are my few remarks. I'll say more as we go along as we discuss, but I'd like to pass on to my new Royal English friend.
I find it's a really ambitious and progressive way of wanting so much for your young people in this region. I think it's important. Yesterday we visited the creative sector, and they are hungry and they're crying out for training and skills. I don't see a faculty of creative arts. and I think that's essential. That is important because that links up to all the things we do here. If you are setting up a cultural institute, then higher education should also embrace these young people who have such high aspirations for the country, and to be innovative and to be entrepreneurs. Because how London become the city of innovation, it's because it allows the creative to expand their ideas, to go beyond what they are limited to do, and to free themselves in the way they create. And that is a new way of thinking, of working as well across your kingdom, I think. Your cultural institute is important, but I think there should be a faculty of creative practice or industries. That's my opinion. Secondly, I just feel you mentioned about the science education. Again, I think education cuts across all subjects. If it's a good educator, it should be an educator that can encompass science, can encompass art, can encompass other areas which is within your community and society. So I shouldn't, it's not my position to say I shouldn't. My opinion, I think it's good to have education as a whole umbrella of all kinds of specialisms that feed into your schools, from the schools that feed back up into your higher education. Tertiary education is also important. You may want to incorporate things like sports management, sports nutrition, and sports coaching, for example. Those are the new programs currently in UK doing really well for a sector of young people who are not academic in science or in engineering. They are the country's maybe forefront. You get this forefront managers of coaches, managers of sports, nutrition, that sort of thing. I think maybe it's good to look at areas that be more inclusive with young people who have other strengths to offer the country, rather than just in very selective areas where it may cut out a lot of the young people. That's how I feel.
Yes.
So, but the idea of a university that is progressive thinking, we have to think what happens in 10 years' time, 20 years' time. Where would these young people, they would be the leaders of the country, so where would their position be? At the moment, artificial intelligence is taking over the world. And what are we going to do with this new beast or friend? You know, how are we going to embrace it in education? There's a lot of discussion in the UK now in the academia about artificial intelligence. How are we going to apply it to society or to other subject areas as well? I also feel maybe also before we come to the university, maybe your university may also have the next level down, so young people can't just jump from school to university, but like a FE, further education. They can be, the university can offer programs such as diplomas before, and they can top up the diplomas to get the final degree. You have your degree programs, you have your diploma programs from high school. They can go to your tertiary section as well. That, in other ways, it allows more young people to move upwards rather than the selected few. I come from Malaysia, and I see how the education system there developed internationally, and now they are recruiting students from Africa, quite a lot from Uganda as well, mainly because they allow the diploma section, and then they allow that on top of that the degrees. They top up. The university will partner with another UK or America or Australia university, which they franchise their final year degree to the university. So these students from diploma could just do 1 year, either in their country or in UK or America or Australia. So there are many models the university could work on to include young people who maybe don't come directly in the traditional pathway. There are many ways they could go and get a degree. And also we might look at accrediting young people who work in industry but never been to college after high school. They've been to work in industry for 5 years, for example, and that experience is accredited as part of their qualifications of entering into university. We have to recognize their young people's experience and not just academic qualifications. And then there's another route for young people to be included at the higher end training. We have lots of experience at UE in different models to work with, but obviously that will be further down the line what kind of capacity our university would be working with your university contribution. I work in Asia quite a lot, and there are different models that we work with. As I say, recognition from diplomas and top up 1 year, just 1 year in the country. It's happening in Ghana now. I heard a friend's daughter is doing that way, staying in Ghana but topping up her degree with one of the universities who has franchised a program in the place. Not even the university franchised the program, even in their institution. So your university could be very exciting with all these opportunities to start from a blank canvas. I think it would be good to be inclusive for young people who don't come from traditional pathways, to be inclusive of the creative arts, because it's part of the kingdom's ambition to have a cultural institute. So that creative arts is also can be blended into your new technology as well. So there are many ways that you can work in creative arts. It's not just drawing. It's new technology in creative arts now, in film, in music, technology, and also in animation, in digital books. So there are many ways using technology and see creative practice and art as a much more wider field. And Africa is a growing country. It's very exciting, and you need these skills to support the development and the coming up of your country.
What I was going to say, but just to add to that, I think it is very important for you to take the holistic approach. What she was saying about there being like a diploma level, I think one of the things that you might need to do is to adjust the curriculum so that you create those links and those stepping stones from school, well, from primary school to high school, secondary school, to diploma level. I believe we're visiting a community college at some point.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see what the bridge can be or is already existing between community college and university. There's a lot of talent out there, and we met a lot of them yesterday.
We were so impressed.
I think that one of the things that we have to move away from, that traditionally the creatives are seen as, well, that's just a hobby, it's not real work. That's actually so wrong.
So wrong.
I mean, we still have that kind of struggle in the UK and other parts of Europe as well. It's not seen as like real job. But without your creatives, we are not a civilized society. Without your creatives, you would have no buildings, you would have no clothes, you would have no literature, you would have no, I mean, there's just so much that the creative industries add to the economy. And if you're going to promote your culture and your heritage, which is basically what the king wants, that will bring in people into the country, that will connect you to other places, and it will enable you to boost your economy, that will then enable you to do all the other stuff as well, you know. But with AI is affecting every aspect of society. We have to engage with it somehow. It's there, and as Mbale said, it is a beast, but we have to find ways to make it our friend, so that we can make AI work for us. Artificial intelligence, you know, sort of extended reality, augmented reality, all of those new technology tools that will enable us to both use it in teaching and learning, but also in things like the sciences and engineering and so on and so forth. But you can't ignore those people that aren't going to the high-ranking schools and the high-ranking colleges. You need to look at the people in your communities who may not have the access to the academic resources, but they are very talented and they're very bright.
And they are so
keen. They don't feel heard, is the impression I got.
They are determined to make better lives as being a creative person. You have it in your region. They are there. What a rich resource, and they form a collective. And they keep telling us yesterday, we want skills, we want training, we want to be better creatives, how to manage our business so we can sell internationally. They are ambitious, and these are the people you have to capture. These are your people, you know.
What's unique about the groups that we met yesterday, generally, like, sculptors would stay together, designers would stay together, you know, like, but this group of creatives that you have here, what's unique about them is that they're all working together. There's a diverse range of medium and sectors. So you have, you know, writers supporting sculptors and visual artists, and, you know, the filmmakers. Everybody is supporting everybody. So if someone has a project, the whole group kind of lock onto that project and help support that project. Whereas, you know, people aren't left on their own to develop their own thing. They're working very much in a collective way, and that is unique.
That is inspiring.
You need to capitalize on that.
I think you must include a section where they can develop and train, and you get lots of people. Once you set up your university with that ambition, I will come and teach for you.
We can come and teach.
I'm a design lecturer for many years, and now I'm kind of like managing projects, also related to a lot of creative practice. And I see how young people grow. And your young people yesterday really impressed me by the sheer determination to succeed. And that's that group of young people that you need to include in your training and your skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we both have a lot of experience in curriculum design and delivering projects and delivering academic courses, you know, so, and incorporating the sort of community education as well. So, I mean, that's something we can do standing on our heads, that's not a problem. Once you have your body that's accrediting your training or the education system that you decide to set up here, you know, I mean, even the university can accredit your programs.
Yeah, we can accredit your programs at diploma level and then your degree level. And that's how we become partners in the true sense that we will advise and entwine with your development of your curriculum. The content of your curriculum is important, just as much as your architecture and the whole setup of different committees, but your content of what you want to teach and what the young people can get, your content, obviously based on your local culture and your local environment, on what's important. For example, the environmental science, brilliant. We have a team of environmental lecturers who are crying out to go somewhere for practice for their students. So that's another collaboration. We could work with your students.
We've also
co-create
conservation.
Conservation.
Conservation and all kinds of environmental issues.
And
there's one other thing I'd like to say. I think that within your committee or committees, wherever it's relevant, I think there needs to be some representation of the young people that you aim to work with, because they will then be able to guide you as to, you know, in terms of, you can then connect to where the passion is, where the knowledge is at. They can tell you where the gaps are and what they need. So you're then designing programs that people want to come to, you know, and find ways to
always consultation. Even if you don't want them to be in your committee, but involve them
some
in
form
the
of consultation.
Talk to these young people. What do they want? What do your country want? What does Mbale want? You want to be in the 22nd century. Now you're building that level. So to prepare that, ultimately it's the young people, not us, that makes decisions.
The thing I wanted to add as well on the creativeness, I was very impressed when I visited the creatives yesterday.